Could something like the devastating Texas floods happen right here in Colorado? The question, unquestionably, is yes. And in fact, it has happened in the past. First of all, taking a look at what happened in Texas, over 80 people dead, at least as I record this on Monday morning, July the 7th. What led to this was on July the 3rd, on July the 4th. Approximately 10 to 12 inches of rain fell in a couple different spots, led to a major 42-foot rise in a river in just about a 1 to 3 hour span. And the result, the devastation we're seeing out there in Texas, and certainly my heart goes out to all those impacted by this. And I want to kind of localize this for here in Colorado. The answer is yes, this could happen here in Colorado. And a lot of you will think back to the Big Thompson Canyon flood of July 31st, 1976. Now, if you're unfamiliar with that flood, 144 people died in that. And what happened was about 12 to 14 inches of rain fell based on radar estimates near Estes Park, and that led to just a ton of water shooting down the Big Thompson River, which is a canyon which leads down into the Loveland area, and a lot of RVs, campers were killed by the ensuing flood from that. But that's not the only example. What we also can look at is 1965. There was a major flood back then as well, mid-June of 1965. In fact, it's what led to the Mile High Flood District being created. About 21 people died in a flood when about 14 inches of rain fell in Castle Rock, led to a huge rushing of water down the South Platte River and down into Littleton, washed out a bunch of RVs and campers there as well. Final thing I'll note as well is that Texas is a bit more prone to getting those sorts of training thunderstorms that lead to flooding. But in Colorado, of course, we've got a lot more topography. We've got a lot of mountains, which can create these kind of slides or mudslide effects. And we're a lot more wildfire prone up here as well, which means burn scars can often lead to flash floods as well. So flash flooding, yeah, it's a really scary thing. And unfortunately, we're really prone to it in Colorado. A couple things to keep in mind, how to stay safe in it. Just first of all, don't hesitate. If there's a major rain event upstream or where you're located, get out as soon as possible, because you often don't have a ton of reaction time in these sorts of flash flood events. Number two is know where you're located. Don't, for example, camp either near or on a burn scar, because those are places that will flash flood a lot more quickly. Final thing to keep in mind, know the forecast. If you know there's gonna be a lot of heavy rain in a certain spot, please try and avoid camping or go somewhere where there's maybe a lower risk for flash flooding. Hopefully that helps you out.